Good morning, all. Hello, Mitchell. Hello, Amaro. Hello, Real Dobie. Hello, Miss Linda. Saw Jay and Amy. Saw Miss Sarah. Florida Gator. Good to have you in the house. Mr. Lee. Hello, Janice. If you could go back in time and buy oil before the world relied on it, would you? Of course you would. Anyone would. So why aren't you buying silver right now? The people who recognized oil early didn't just make money. They got ahead of one of the biggest economic shifts in history. And today, a similar opportunity is unfolding with silver. Silver is more than the precious metal. It's a critical resource used in solar panels, electric vehicles, defense systems, AI infrastructure, and the massive data centers powering our digital world. While demand keeps growing, it's still affordable enough that the average American can start accumulating it right now. That's why investors are turning to silver to protect against inflation, one of the world's most important strategic resources. Don't be the person who looks back in 10 years and said, I saw it coming, just didn't act. You can find out more by going to MarkZgold.com or NobleGoldInvestments.com and learn how easy it is to own physical silver, own the metal that the future depends on. It is a heck of a buy. They just keep pushing it down. It's like what we're being told and what we're seeing are two absolutely different things. It is definitely a hot morning in North Carolina. It's a hot morning everywhere. It's Patty's birthday too. Let's get into the important stuff today. Happy birthday. Whoa. I'm trying to catch you. Right, it's good to see you in the house this morning. Elon Musk rang the opening bell with SpaceX debut. I'm seeing a number of you guys' chats. Hello, Miss Linda, Island Gypsy. Glenn's B-Day for C. Miller's birthday, Glenn. Yeah, it's definitely a hot one in the Carolinas. Facebook, a lot of people are having Facebook issues. Some there, it's up running, but they can't check notifications or certain functions. I don't know if they're under attack or they just suck. I don't know. Good morning. My granddaughter Haley is 11 today. Happy birthday to young Miss Haley. Hello, Montclair. Mouse Mitts. Oh, if you guys are in the Chicago area today, they raise money for just some wonderful things. You can make it to the 40th annual Scottish Festival in Highland Games. If you guys want to know more, you can go to Chicago Scots, SCOTS, Chicago Scots.org. The 40th annual Scottish Festival and Highland Games underway today and tomorrow. If you guys are interested, might be a fun one. That's one I'd like. I like going to the Highland Games and such, depending on where, all those things. Used to go to the ones in the Carolinas. Let's see. Happy 4th to your grandson, Cooper. He had heart surgery 3 days after his birth. He's still kicking it and killing it and growing in a great way, Rennie. Happy birthday to Coop. All right, you guys may want to call him Cooper, but he's Coop. Got to give him a man's name as he grows up. Yeah, I'd love to go. Need an RV, see if we can get it to it. Let's see. Vapor Trail said, my beautiful sister turns 55 today. I called her at 12:03 a.m. this morning to wish her happy birthday. Wonder if she considered you. Lovely family at 12:03. Always the one messaging my twin. Does that mean you'll see me in a kilt, land lobster, since I'm always stuck sitting in the wheelchair? My flexors aren't what they used to be. I'm afraid if I were wearing a kilt, you guys would be getting entirely too much to see. Wheelersburg, Ohio. Hello, Miss Karen. Good to see you. Deb says go to the Highland Games in Florida. Lots of fun. They are lots of fun. Regina, the twins are absolutely amazing. Got some time with them yesterday. think some pictures even went up over at Voices of Freedom. Yeah, I need a long kilt. I think they just call that, Ellie, a dress. I'll have to ask Klinger. John, Facebook kicked me out for absolutely no. If it weren't for grandparents wanting to see pictures of their grandkids, Facebook would already have gone the way of MySpace. She's dead, Jim. They politically woke it to death. Reading some of these about y'all's friends, Yin's friends, and their kilts. That guy, Barr, had some pretty depressing info regarding, I don't know what he had to say. I try to avoid the roller coaster. Cody boy, I see that one. I don't know if you call it Rose, Laura Lee, but if you want the proper link to get over to Voices of Freedom, it's real easy. Just go to the link tree and got a nice link for it. See, we know how to get the CBD gurus, Wade and Gina, all those things. And like up here, there is the button, takes you to the right one. Real easy. Good time to talk about fake people before we dive into the news. Speaking of Iran to sign the deal. Yeah, back forth, Jack. We're going to talk about that this morning, too. I'm going to keep me short so we can get to Mr. C. Another impersonator going as the original MarkZ RV. Just added RV to my name. And have told you to move off bank, switch to QFS, Web3, convert your money, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, somebody trying to scam you and get you to direct message them. Of course, I'm blocked, so I can't see what's being said, etc. But I did report the individual. Again, a fake. I will drop you guys the link if you would like. I will drop the link for anybody that wants to go in and let people know that it's a fake. I can't anymore. And, well, let's just say when I reported them and commented that I'm now blocked, so I can't get there to point it out. But I'm always afraid that people are going to get duped by it. Happy birthday, Alex. AK wasn't having a problem until we talked about it. They've been talking about it all morning. Yeah, for anybody that is interested, I'll drop the link in that one so you guys can go and let others know that it's a fake. It is going to be constant, guys. You have got to be smart enough to work through this or you will have no money left. Phoenix, I can see the post, but I can't see any of the comments to the post. So I can see the post, but there's nothing I can do with it from there because it tells me I'm blocked. Wasn't blocked this morning when I let them know that it was a fake. I'm guessing they already removed my comment. Yes, infiltrate the fakes. Wear them out. Jabril, the closer we get, the more scammers will appear. We must be awfully close because there are so many of them right now. So much back and forth over data centers. So much back and forth. I still believe we need them, but we need them somewhere where we're not destroying water, infrastructure, messing things up. I like Elon's idea of space-based ones. Let's see, Dave DeLange's birthday to Dave's 92-year-old mother. Oh, prayers. Sarah's birthday is the same as President Trump. She's going to be 33. That's going to be the 14th. Off the people, thank you for reporting. Thank you guys for doing that one. Wait, let's see. Mark, my family's been getting lots of spam from obituary surfers since mom died. There's some sick people out there. Tammy's 57 today. I know we got to get on with the news though. It's 10 minutes in. Let's see. Chad said MarkZ RV's now been removed from X. That would be a great thing. Let's see. Now, who else do we have? Let's see. Kathy's birthday. I got to get with news, but you guys are just so many birthdays. Thank you, Jane. Thanks for all the folks that reported it. TikTok said Mike said it was supposed to go, but called it off. I expect it's because of the Iran deal so close. Once they sign, imagine they go, well, we're going to get into where things appear to be, what the rumors are, what the chatter is. Wife went to Walmart today, got the 250th anniversary quarter. Haraki, let's see. Data centers, build them underground, takes 30 to 50% less electricity, and houses can use the heat. Not surprising. Somebody's going to build them. Have you seen the amount of money that Soros is putting into funding all the groups to block them? I mean, we got a lot to unpack here. Are these AI centers so they can take control of us after putting nanoparticles into us with the vaccines? These are some of the rumors running around that they are there so that they can take control of us and start operating us remotely like Pinocchio puppets. Not puppies, puppets. Oh my God, AI is going to take over. It's going to be the bot. Or is Soros funding it to block him in the US and Europe? Because meanwhile, he's funding them in Asia and the Middle East. So, I mean, you guys decide. He wants them. He just doesn't want them here. And everybody else, you just got to do your own mental math. What do you think is the deal with it? I very much believe they need to be done, but they need to be done the right way, in the right locations, etc. Time to get into the news. The news banner, the lack of bond updates. Nothing bad, negative, nothing whatever. Maybe it meshes with Mike's. One of my bigger bond contacts, meeting today, they very much still expect to get paid today. I got another one saying on a historic asset that they are going to get paid right after the 14th or the 15th. The person made the comment of Trump's birthday. We get paid on Trump's birthday or the day after. And I don't think Trump's birthday has anything to do with it. I think they were just referencing the 14th. But that is somebody that brought a historic asset, which is supposedly their second deal to the table, and they're getting paid the 14th. That's all I'm hearing right now. I wish I had more. I know you guys are going to scream. It's what I got information-wise on that front. Let me comment on fake account. I blocked a fake mark on X message a few weeks ago. AG, just keep at it, guys. Yeah. Boy, you can't win on these, can you? Keep vetting news. Read the articles, see what makes sense, because what we're hearing and what we're seeing conflict. We are seeing some very encouraging things in the real world, which I believe helps greatly. I see everybody does that because one person gets paid next week instead of this week for a second deal they brought to the table. That doesn't mean a can's been kicked. That means in your head, you've kicked the can. That doesn't mean a can's been kicked in any way. Bowler, I appreciate that one. I wish the trolls gave mainstream media the same hell they give me. Why haven't the podcaster learned to not post dates or times for the RV Nasir? It does. It discredits them. And then when I talk about it, because they're going to keep posting them, so we have got to be able to think about it logically. What does it mean? What does it not mean to us? Let's see. Who's learning about screw worms in the border, corruption in the cattle industry? Jabril, I plan on spending a lot of money before your birthday, buddy, next month. In a good way, meaning positive. Stephen just said, remember Kim Clement always said, you'll hear nothing for a while, then suddenly, boy, I tell you, that fits what we got right now. Peanut butter cookies. I got to keep going on news, guys. But that's wait, what a minute. Chiefs quarterback Mahomes just signed a 2-year extension, 2 years, $500 million and change. So he can buy whatever he wants. That's nuts to me. Nuts to me. Nuts. There are people making an extreme difference in the world that aren't touching that. That does just somehow seem weird and off to me. But all right, it's capitalism. Let's keep running. Let's get into some news, some stuff we can touch. Kurdistan region sends a delegation to Baghdad next week to settle oil and salary files. They very much believe they're going to get this thing settled. They're sending their crew next week. When they say next week, they mean after today. The Secretary of the Kurdistan Region's Council of Ministers, Amanj Rahim, announced on yesterday, that the differences related to salaries, oil files, the federal government are heading towards a comprehensive settlement, stressing that a government delegation from Erbil will head to Baghdad next week for decisive talks on the matter. So what have we heard? PMF, they're already starting to take them apart. HCL, they're telling us that they are going to settle the rest of the HCL, the outlying issues. What did the White Reforms paper tell us? These were 2 of their big steps so that they could lift the purchasing power. Again, if you follow their progress, try to ignore all of the who said, guru said, this one said, and focus on what you can find in print. And it tells you that we are close. Very encouraging news. Very encouraging news coming out of Iraq. Cabinet positions, they are not all filled, but they are very close. I think there's like 2 or 3 ones, outlying ones. We did an article on that one, John, on Wednesday on how close they're getting to having those settled. Yeah, for those guys, we talk about almost every one of these issues, and we've got the articles to prove them. U.S.-Iran deal is near narrative returns. You're hearing it. We're hearing it since yesterday, today. But Tehran refuses to surrender Hormuz leverage. This is one of those things where the rhetoric doesn't match the progress, or the supposed progress doesn't match the rhetoric. Which is it? Iran is saying, hey, yeah, we are getting close. The U.S. is capitulating on everything. They're freeing all of our money. They're removing all of our restrictions. We're keeping the nuclear. We're keeping the Strait of Hormuz, and the U.S. is going away like a whipped dog. U.S. is saying Iran is capitulating because they are collapsing and they're going away like a whipped dog. Anybody want to guess what reality is here? Is it somewhere in between? Do you trust either one of the governments to tell you the truth right now? It's pretty sad when I trust the Iranian government less than I trust the U.S. government, because I do not trust the U.S. government anymore. See? Fake news, crazy news. Jesse, who would I want to play me in a movie about the RV? Probably just me. Although, can we just move on to life after this? I know we need to make movies. We need to talk about it. Books need to be written. I get that. So maybe perhaps we don't go down this path again in history. I'm reading a few of those. Walter, nothing on the dong specifically. I haven't brought you guys a dong article in a while. All right, we do have some other things I want to touch on before. We still got the news banner up. So before we bounce from here, I have two other pieces. One including, is bank update right when it's not a bank? And if it's like a credit union? All right, I've got this one I can share, and I do believe it is sanitized enough. And for the person that sent it, been a long time, been in this show for a very, very long time that sent it. I'm going to read it. I'm going to be reading somebody else's letter. So when I'm saying it is the person. Interesting intel for you guys here. Last Friday, my wife and I, again, I'm talking about this other person. I don't have a wife. Last Friday, my wife and I visited our local credit union in Central Oregon. They mentioned staff were in training this week on the new system. I asked them about the upgrade, and the banker said it was faster, more secure, and biometric based. My wife asked, "Is it the QFS?" The banker's eyes lit up and she smiled, saying, "Yes, but we're not supposed to talk about it." She then wanted to know or asked how we knew about it, and we replied, "We have known for years." We are getting so many stories like that now, which I find interesting because of the verbiage being used in these stories, or in these testimonies, I should say. Story is probably not the right word for me to use. Now, let me see if I can find the other one that I wanted to cover. This one is going to be on the IRS. Based on the date, Thursday, Wednesday. Okay, so they got a reminder email on Wednesday that they will be conducting an emergency alert system test for all of the IRS employees starting on June 17th. But they also canceled employee team meetings nationwide for the whole month. So when we talk about interesting things going on at the IRS and the agencies and how some things don't match, there you go. Trump again came out this week and talked about doing away with the IRS and income tax in the U.S. by combination of cost savings, tariffs, etc. Another discussion of these NESARA things that we discussed, the changes that we've been told to expect, and we hear them being talked about openly in the world news. Yeah, Wisconsin Patriot. If this is a scare event building, let's get on with it. I'm sick of it. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Ruth Ann said Trump posted terms leaked by Iran or fake news. I very much believe they would be. Bix, I love bank stories. No, they are. They're very encouraging because they're coming from you guys. And I try to add context because I get some from people that I have no idea who they are. And I'm always concerned that they could be made up. They could be very legit. But I tend to look through them and go and share ones with people that have been in the program for years and years and years. Tim Allen to play, Mark. Don't. All right. I did those. Time to kit Betty. Let's see what testing on their emergency contact, their emergency alert system. They want to be able for continuity of government. They have been, and the IRS is not the only one here. The IRS is just one that we've got a lot of people and contacts in, and some of the other ones I'm afraid to share. But this is a government-wide thing. Government seems to be very concerned with continuity and making certain that they can contact all necessary or relevant employees in case of any emergency. That alone, I think, should probably tell you a lot. So it's not just the IRS that they're doing testing for. Mike, a lot of gurus on X are saying you need to have a wealth manager lined up before the RV. Do you believe that's true? No, not at all. Not even kind of, not even sort of. Do I think you'd be an idiot not to have been thinking it through or lining one up or considering who you're going to use? Yes, I do. I think you'd be very foolish not to be pursuing and chasing. I think you'd be nuts not to. Flying Eagle. Supposedly I'm going to get it any day now from my bond source. Supposedly any day now they will be ready to send dollars. When I see that, honestly, I think I'll see that at the same time I'm headed to the bank to do an exchange myself. But I want to know as a litmus test. What happens if I get it weeks ahead, a day ahead? I don't know. Slogo, I like that. I'm taking my wealth management guy with me to the appointment. In other words, yourself? Maiden, I'm having issues with Facebook and YouTube. I'm guessing there's some kind of big internet attack going on. You might even lose me. If dirt were dollars, more dirt. A lot of wealth managers have free consultations. Yes. Start researching, though. Even if you don't have one, start researching ones around you. That part is free. Your research part's free if you already have the internet. Happy anniversary, Sharon, to your sister, Linda. Let's take this news banner off just so it's not in the way while we finish here because we need to get to Mr. C in like 3 minutes. So we're going to go quickly. We talked about the Iran narrative, what makes sense, what doesn't, futures rallies amid fresh Iran peace hopes. And I just put this one up because all eyes on SpaceX. I know I will be watching it today very closely. Then I want to touch on this one very quickly before Mr. C calls in. The DOJ probes big banks for alleged debanking of clients. I know that I am far more vehement or chasing this one. I don't know what word you want to look for on that one, or I should. But as a person that got debanked because I was a conservative podcaster left and right during the early days of COVID and during the election cycle, I know how this feels. It is nearly devastating. You got to be a tough cookie to deal with the constant debanking coming from them. U.S. Department of Justice is intensifying scrutiny of some of the country's largest financial institutions over allegations that customers were denied banking services or debanked for political or ideological reasons, according to the Wall Street Journal. So we know Janine Pirro is chasing. There are subpoenas. There is real action going out. That one excites me because it needs fixed. When your government leans on agencies or agencies work with the government for authoritarian means to assert your God-given constitutional rights given to you by your creator, yeah, no, it's an issue. Got to fight back. Always need to fight back on that one. Can I say a little bit on a gifting letter? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, pretty simple. If you gifted somebody, said, I, Tilly Bob, gifted whoever this much currency, although I'm told gifting letters don't matter. That unless they gifted you like tens of thousands of dollars worth before the value change, that it's just not going to matter. Just like, does the grocery store shake you down when you go buy $100 in groceries and ask you where that $100 came from? No. Inger, Lisa, I know a lot of people have been debanked for no reason. It's quite sickening. Yeah, a lot of people, there's Messenger out there having problems. All right, we're ready for Mr. C as soon as he is ready. Let me make certain I have stuff for this. Sorry about the mic noise there, guys. Trying to get things set up. All right, Mr. C, we are ready. Barefoot Gypsy, happy birthday. I will sing after Mr. C before Lucas. Now we have the illustrious, notorious, both famous and infamous Mr. Cottrell.
Good morning, Mark.
Hello, Mr. C.
All right. I guess I'm famous, but I'm not sure why.
Everybody just wants to know when they get paid, Mr. C. That's why you're famous.
So do I.
Yeah, have you heard anything? I hate to just start
That's
helping
fine.
you with questions, but
No, fine. No, I have not. It's been very quiet. I've been keeping my head low, trying to finish up the book. I'm in 2019, so that's really good. All I have to do now is finish up the text, go to an index, the name identification throughout the almost 1,000 pages, and then do the exhibits, and then ready to rock and roll.
sounds like weekend reading.
Oh, yeah. I did. I would be very surprised if anybody can sit down and read this in one shot. I really am.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody's gonna be able to do that. Hey, might be surprised. Here's a good question to start you off, Mr. C. Mr. C, why hasn't Interpol kept you updated on what's happening and how close we are?
Well, first off, I was checking, going through my notes on 2019, and I had found out that right now the Interpol guys that I was working with are in their late 70s, early 80s. And by now they probably have retired. So that's one reason. Secondly, the other teams that have taken over know that it's pretty volatile to talk to me on the phone or any communication because the CIA, NSA have chipped my voice. So on any communication system I get on, they can record it, listen to it, and analyze it. So I'm not surprised nobody's really talking to me yet. Although there's a tremendous pressure coming from other sources for me to contact the Golden Dragon's grandson, which obviously I have no way to do that. But if I did, I'd really be surprised if he would talk to me.
I was going to say, he has my number, and I'm pretty certain I've given him yours in the past. So if he wanted to communicate with you directly, it would have already happened. And I understand why they won't. I mean, there was a period of time where Mr. C, where we would send them phones, burner phones, whatever, to try to have a private conversation. And I would have people from our government send me pieces and parts of our conversations.
Yep.
It's a little disconcerting when people do that.
A little scary, but at the same time, after what I've been through, so what?
Yeah, it really is weird. We just get punched down. We're like, all right, just keep giving it your best shots. We're still going to be here at the end.
Oh, I do not speak Chinese. I wish I did. In 2016, 2017, I got a call from China, actually from Beijing. The guy spoke in Chinese. I could not answer him, and it was kind of funny. It was frustrating, but it was kind of funny.
Mama Bear with a question for Mr. C. Do you think the mortgage companies are pushing customers to refinance to sneak in possible language that will keep them from having debt removed from Nasera to Sarah? There's like a massive push going on. Maybe it's just a marketing thing going on right now. Maybe it's the changing interest rates, but a massive push to get a lot of people to refinance right now.
Well, they're out of money. That's one thing. And they need to refinance to make more money, to actually have cash, and to join in the government platform for forfeiting, which is occurring inside the government. So that's under Bassett's operation. But once the codes are put in by me, we will go to a worldwide debt jubilee. So it doesn't matter. However, they will ask you to reaffirm, I'm sure, after the RV.
Sluggo made a comment. My contacts say the Red Dragon's heavily involved in the artifact exchanges now. I don't know specifically on the Red, but I do know many from the Dragon family are very involved in some of those historic artifacts.
Absolutely.
What is there a thought or reason for that, Mr. C, why it seems a sudden demand for those historic artifacts that are tied to bonds?
Well, it's cash. I mean, we know that they're going to get paid first. We know that they're going to get paid in fiat dollars. And right now, as I said, everybody's really broke. The banks don't have enough cash to lend out. And we're seeing it even locally here. So it's not surprising that the dragons are trying to find a way to increase the cash flow. Remember, these people have been screwed and tattooed for decades by the banks. So it's not surprising to me that they're trying to get artifacts and to be in the loop for the gold refunding, the bond funding.
Road Sailor said, Mr. C, would the intel in your book help U.S. Treasury Secretary Mr. Bessent?
I'm not sure how it would help him. Most of my stuff is water under the bridge. Basically, it is an education in history as to what occurred and who was involved in what. And the opposite, it's really black and white. What we saw was during that time period from senior Reagan's demise through actually Obama and the early Trump administration, was we saw propaganda coming out of the corporation. And what I am showing in the book are conversations that took place behind the scenes that no one would see, no one would hear about, and those that did were extorted or murdered.
Question for Mr. C. When they come to visit you to put the codes in, do you think that moment will make you nervous, or will you feel complete relief and joy once that last key's pressed?
It'll be interesting. I've been thinking about that a lot. I'll be happy to have it over. It has been a long haul. I'll be nervous because we're going into a new regime with money and systems, and I'll be very, very pleased to get this over with. You know, I'm 76, I'll be 77 later this year, and I am tired of this. Very, very, very tired. And I understand those people that have just gotten in are saying, why not now? But, you know, after 36 years, I've had enough. I'm ready to go.
I think I'm just
I'll be very happy.
I hear you. I think I'm just going to cocoon. I'm going to do the podcast, letting everybody know what I know when it goes, or numbers or links or whatever I know for them to contact to move forward. And then I'm probably going to, close out the world for a day.
Unfortunately, after that, you know, then we've got projects that have to be done. So, you know, it's not over as much as I would like, but that's the way it is.
That's a great reminder that the work will just be starting. Joyce, are we waiting for Mr. C to finish his book before they come see him?
I don't know. I'm trying to time it so I can get it ready for publishing or into publishing by the time they arrive, but I don't know. It's just a big project that I want to get finished. I see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's a huge project. I want to get out of the way because when the RV occurs, we're going to be doing a heck of a lot more stuff.
Tom said I had 3 credit cards paid off, no balance. We're getting more and more stories of that. I believe they are testing the whole Nasera, just trying to better gauge what people are going to do. What are your thoughts, Mr. C?
Well, I believe so. You know, the difficulty is right now, if they pay off your balances, that doesn't mean that you're debt free. And it's unfortunate, but you know, it's sort of like the Great Reset, quote unquote, from the Democrats, trying to beat the whistle. But you know, it has no bearing, literally, on the RV and the Jubilee.
Yeah, I'm looking at a few of these. Sluggo, that sounds like a good contact. Ellie just saying astrology says September is likely to be the event. Funding quarter is usually, if there's any stress, they show in September. So,
yeah, September, October. Yeah.
Yep. But no, I don't think it's waiting that long.
I don't either.
But I don't know the timing.
You know, when you look at the giant world puzzle, the picture puzzle is coming together. The pieces are falling into place. And this Iranian scenario, even though I have serious doubts on how Trump is playing his cards, but then again, I'm not mixed, so I don't know. But I find that once that Iran is solved and we've got a solution to trust, but to verify, then we know that Ukraine is going to fall, and we know that the other narco-terrorism is going to fall. And at that point, given that the assumption is, and I do mean assumption, that he's doing the protocol operation for the gold treaty at that point, and I can see this happening.
Where do I go next on this one? Probably a good question. We keep hearing about some bond people possibly getting money. How's that relate to us? My opinion is the only people that have received money have been from either flippers or on their artifacts that people would want to get positioned before the reset. What are your thoughts?
Well, I agree. As well as, the Chinese have been basically blackballed from receiving monies other than bribes and extortion from the banks for many, many decades. This goes back to post-World War II. So I would not be surprised. But then again, we know that in the system for the gold treaty, the bonds have to be paid. So there's a lot of scrambling. There's always been a lot of scrambling for those people to get their hands on these Chinese historical bonds. So it's not surprising to me at all.
John, Mr. C, do you believe in portals to other dimensions? I know you're getting a real hodgepodge of questions today.
Do I believe in other portals? Do I believe in off-worlders? Well, if you look at it somewhat objectively, and that's a big question mark. It is kind of absurd to believe we're the only creations of God in the universe. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. So probably, but I've not seen any evidence to that effect.
Rick want to know, Mr. C, will you go into the med beds to help heal, rejuvenate, etc.?
Absolutely. I'm getting to the age now where various things of my body are starting to fall apart. and yeah, absolutely. I've already talked about it with my wife, and yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go in if I can get a slot.
We're going to have the MarkZ Mr. C foot race as we race to a good steak dinner.
Absolutely. We need to talk to Sheila.
Yes, we do. Go ahead.
There's a question here with regard to, can my book be written into a history course to be used in schools? That's my goal, because it shows that human beings are human beings, and that whether they're in finance, banks, politics, they're all corruptible, and they have to have oversight. And that's where I got in a big fight with Leo, and with Chris Story and all the rest of it. And that's how I really got the bad side with Caesar. So yes, I do believe so.
This one's not really a question, Mr. C, but I do find it interesting. Ellie, I guess, commented on a Scavino post, but Scavino thumbs up my comment that the gold items in the Oval Office were historical bond relics.
That's interesting.
That to me is interesting. I'm going to have to start paying more attention from video clips and scenes, current ones from the Oval Office, because I am familiar with a lot of the historic bond relics, artifacts, whatever you want to call them. I've never thought to sit there and look at them and go, do I know this one? Is this one attached? That may be a good source for some information.
It's very interesting. I was going through my notes here to write this section on 2011 or 2019, and I saw that Trump had actually met with the Chinese, which we knew about, right before the July 12th meeting in Hunting Valley, Cleveland, Ohio, and also afterwards. And I saw that he had signed off to the Chinese on the gold treaty, and he gave that authority to the military. So it's not surprising that he would put gold artifacts from the historical bonds in his Oval Office, because we are going to go to a gold-backed currency system.
He loves the symbolism of gold. Oops,
yes.
Sorry about the noise, guys. Oh boy. Looking at some of the questions, Mr. C, and sometimes they're better if we just tackle them.
Go ahead.
Frank, do you believe that we are watching a movie play out to wake up the world?
Well, in some respects, yes. And I think that's what 2020 was all about. The rats, as I call them, slash Dems slash Nazis, really thought they had it made. They had indoctrinated over 2 generations of students in schools and in colleges to the point where they believed that the populace would accept the new socialist regime. Obviously, that's wrong, but that's what they thought. So it's not surprising that if you look at this all the events that have occurred since, that it looks like a movie. But I believe that what happened was, the good guys sort of backed off and said, look, let's let the people understand fully what's going to happen to them by letting Biden et al. Get into office. Now, it's not what they wanted, but they really had no choice because the system was not cleaned out enough for the courts to intervene. So it's not surprising at all.
Randy said, Mr. C, I hear that some banks like JP Morgan are not going to be redeeming banks. What do you think?
No, they will be. One has to understand that in basically 2013 and a little later than that, actually 2010 through 2013, the Golden Dragon exercised his rights on the debt that was issued to the Chinese in lieu of money for their investments, for their precious metals. So on that basis, then they had a controlling interest when they presented those bonds for payment. So they took in kind, so they took ownership of the bank. So they'll be around. Sorry about that.
That's okay, Mr. C. You're a busy man. It's a good thing.
Flying,
I like this one. Mr. C, how's your tennis game?
Well, it was kind of short this week. We ran into a lot of rain after about 30 minutes. Actually, I'm pretty good. For my age, the pro that I hit with, we just hit for an hour every week. The pro that I hit with is about 62, 63, and I make him very tired.
That's a great thing.
I'm doing well.
All right. We got a controversial one for you. Is Benjamin Fulford a white hat or dark hat?
Well, that's a very good question. Considering he has a sort of a drug-filled past, quote unquote, he's come after me several times. He's joined hips with Leo, who's now deceased. So the Interpol, I was told in 2010 and thereafter that he will do what he is told. But I think he's gone off the reservation since a lot of those guys who were going to enforce that from Interpol have since retired. So as far as I'm concerned, he's a useful idiot for the rats. And I think he's way off base. Sometimes he hits a golden key and says, well, this is what's happening. His understanding of the Golden Dragon is a little bit odd. He's more in tune with the old white dragons, red dragons, and those are the ones that created the fraud in 2019. So I have real serious question marks. And if he comes after me, after the RV, I'll take his butt down.
That's Mr. C's thoughts on that one. I've seen some good stuff from him, seen some bad stuff. So let everybody make their decisions. Let's see. Do you think there are a lot of actors playing key political figures right now since so many of them look differently?
There's a lot of doubles floating around. I won't go as far as saying clones, but I will say doubles. And that was noted they've got doubles and many more for Obama. We know this Clinton has some, Hillary in particular. In fact, I relay in the book about when she was arrested on 9/11. I think it was I can't remember the date right now. When she was arrested and hauled into a van, she refused to go into the van in New York City. And she was hauled in. She saw somebody and fainted. And at that point, they had to use a double that day. And if you recall, they tracked the double to one of her rooms or apartments in New York on that 9/11 day. So it's very interesting. But yes, I do believe there are lots of doubles floating around.
John wants to know your thoughts. Iraqi delegation that's headed to DC. Do you think it's going to be big for us? Anything important?
Well, I would hope they're coordinating. for the gold treaty execution. But honestly, I don't know.
Reading a few of these. There's so many half-truths out there, and we somehow have to filter through them. Mr. C, is George Bush Jr. alive?
I would believe he is. I think there's an interesting tribunal setting ready for him and Obama. I think he is still alive.
I like this one. After you do the codes, Seattle making this comment, Seattle 1975. After you do the codes, will you be doing a national news conference, maybe with Trump? I think they're going to quietly shuffle you away. Here's your money. Now be quiet.
I pretty much think that's going to be the case. Now, I will have an impact, at least from what I've been told. I'll be able to regulate my actions on the marketplace. I'm hoping that's still true, but I'll find out when the team arrives. But I don't believe they're going to put me out there in front. That's a bigger target than what I would have right now. Because remember, I'm going to get at least $7 trillion. And who wants to take on that kind of a contract to take me down after I receive that money? So I would think that they're going to keep me in the background.
Mr. Hodges used to tell me that I better rest because I was going to have a lot to do, especially if Mr. C didn't want to do it. He was never very specific, but yeah, I don't know if somehow I got put into something or expected, or he was looking forward to working with me. I don't know that answer.
Oh, that's great.
He told me I needed to stop worrying about currency, though.
Yeah.
And he didn't mean that in a negative way. He had currency, he believed in currency. He just felt like I was going to have other duties.
I agree.
No idea. But do you believe that this is Roy Hobbs? Want to know, Mr. C? Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, MTG, Megyn Kelly, Massey, all these others that have supposedly flipped from MAGA. Have they been bought, paid off to do so? Controlled opposition, doing what they're supposed to?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm very disappointed in, especially in Tucker, having gone off the deep end. I'm not sure what's going on. This anti-Semitism that's happening has infected a lot of what they're saying, and it's very sad. But I don't know.
M. Pescar, Mr. C, what are your thoughts on Vietnam revaluing on their own? Do you think there's any chance any of them are going to go on their own?
Now, without catching the hell from the treaty, because if anybody breaks the treaty and does their own revaluation internationally, they're going to get shut down pretty fast.
Red Rider, Mr. C, what would you invest in after the RV? Post RV, you've been paid, you've done your job. What would you put your money in?
For the most part, I plan on buying bullion. And also, by the way, since I'll be given free reign with what to spend on the money, as long as I'm not involved in the adjudication or the punishment of the bad guys, okay, fine. I can buy and sell whatever I want, which in my intent is to get involved in the NYSE in a big way.
Happy birthday, Red Hot Racer Chick. Hate Trump stuff is, yeah, a lot of people upset with. I don't know. I see. I'm not as mad at Tucker as many of you guys are, because I think we all need to ask ourselves a lot of these questions, whether they're. We should always ask ourselves whether our leaders are doing it for the best interest or not. And our best, are they doing the right thing? Is it selfish? I'm not as mad at some of these people as you guys are, because I think it's necessary to question.
I'm not angry with Tucker. I'm just disappointed.
That's probably a good way of putting it. Yeah, that's maybe where I'm disappointed that he's not giving more of a benefit of the doubt. You can still ask the questions and give a benefit of the doubt. Oh, R. Wells' birthday. Oops, sorry, Mr. C, knocking you around.
It's okay. I'm used to that.
I shouldn't be laughing. But I am too. Orwell's happy birthday. Let's see. Better to wait. The better question is, after the RV, will Andy be able to service this all? He's going to be as prepared with as much as he can have. Let's see. Mac, my student loan just got paid off. We're close. A lot of folks are saying things like that, even without the Biden administration trying to buy your vote. So it's happening at a time when it doesn't make much sense, does it?
Well, actually, that's a good thing. Really, I think it's excellent. Whether it's on or off the books doesn't matter. I think it's excellent. One less problem you have to worry about.
Leslie wants your thoughts. What's your opinion on the Zim, like the 100 T notes, or some say the Zim will not be redeemable since they demonetized that particular currency? Well, that's the bond, but a lot of people worried.
Frankly, I've been told by Interpol to stay out of a currency scenario totally, which I've done. So I don't have an answer for that question.
Somebody asked him, when you buy bullion, will it be physical?
Absolutely. I plan on building a building with a huge vault, an impenetrable vault, which will take gold and silver bullion. Huge.
Let's see. People in the media who are changing their stripes are just showing us we cannot trust anyone. They're all bought and paid for. I enjoy getting you guys' takes and opinion on this because it lets me know more how it's playing, what they're doing. Are they effective? If they're not. Tabor, I hope the hospitals are going down for what they did to me and my family. Well, I mean, medical malpractice is still one of the leading causes of death in the country. And they're human, I get it, but
I hope the med beds will solve that problem.
More is fun. Central casting. We are seeing more push again from Trump about auditing Fort Knox. Should we read anything into that? Is he just trying to pander to his base? Because I feel absolutely pandered, and honestly,
well, I'm sorry, excuse me, Mark, but if they do that, let's assume for the moment that they actually do an audit, and he comes up and says, "Wait a minute, we're missing billions upon billions of actual gold." What do you think is going to happen? If we haven't gone into the gold treaty, I think at that point it could be a real necessary event.
Okay. Somebody saying Tucker's playing this part in this movie. Yeah, this one's Cindy. After 10 years, Social SSA checks increased $177. Meanwhile, inflation's eat half of that. It really is sick. Really.
John Weiss, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
John Weiss is actually asking, are there other details to overcome regarding Leo Wanta? I'm not sure what you're asking. I've overcome Leo because I've proven in writing to the Queen and to Trump that he was not to be trusted. Other than that, I'm not sure what you're asking.
Let's see. After the RV, will they fully fund Social Security for seniors since illegals in most states make more on a monthly basis? Yeah, they are claiming Social Security unless they make some major changes. Goes belly up in 3032 in 5 years, 6 years from now.
I don't see that.
I mean, the math doesn't work. You got to make changes. You got to fix a broken system. Everybody talks about, yeah, we can't cut this funding, can't cut that funding. Well, you got to balance your books.
After the RV, when debt is declared gone and we're back to a solvent government, it makes no sense that Social Security would go belly up.
At that point, it should be properly funded and everybody's fingers out of the pot. We put more than enough money in Social Security for Social Security to be exceptionally well funded. We just got to keep the politicians from stealing it.
I like that. Fort Knox, Fort Cottrell.
Yeah, I thought you would enjoy that one. Mr. C, are our metals safe in a depository? If not, what can we do right now?
Oh, yeah, they are. They're overseen by the Treasury, so yes, they are. Those come under master custodial accounts and depositories. So, yeah.
I like this one. I do billing for the emergency room, and I can't wait until my job's eliminated. I'm with you. Do you think med beds will solve addiction or fix. I know I can't use the CURE word without getting in trouble, but
Well, I look at it this way. There'll be a combination fix for the problem. And that is one, under QFS, source of funds, use of funds, you won't be able to buy illegal drugs. Two, once the med beds are out and the body has regenerated, there's no need to have continued use of drugs.
oh, time already, man, it flies away too much. I've had a number of people ask me this question over the past week, and Cat Viola, very fortunately for me, put it here so I remember to ask, how long after the RV will debt be wiped out? A lot of people are like, oh, is this going to be 4 months, 3 months, 6 months? Do I need to pay it all off and then fight to get it back? A lot of people are wondering how quickly you expect these changes.
Okay, I've been told the sequence will be, the team will arrive, I will be given the codes, I will enter the codes via the laptops they deliver. Those codes go to the new Republic Treasury in the Reno area. Once those codes are used to unlock the locks on the gold bullion to all the signatories to the gold treaty, immediately derivatives come off the books. Fiat money goes to zero except for the exchanges, and Jubilee will happen immediately. Not 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, or months, immediately. That's the sequence.
I was always told immediately that the debt, and it's not debt forgiveness, it's the cancellation of fraudulent debt, is immediate. I was always told immediate.
Because all debt based upon fraud, the fraudulent derivatives.
Here's a great one you should consider, or for us to consider on your way out the door this morning, Mr. C. Mr. C, Maddie Men wants to know, I work in finance. How do you see this industry's change in the future? And that one is because of your involvement in the finance industry. What kind of changes do you foresee?
Well, I'm hoping Glass-Steagall comes back in full effect. That the anti-money laundering and corruption laws are reinforced as the Bush Senior Subcommittee, tore out all the enforcement teeth of those laws. I'm hoping that happens. Which will cause banks to divest themselves of broker-dealers and insurance operations, I hope. And that will change the complexion of the financial industry. I also think there's going to be a change in MasterCard, etc., because the usury laws will be reinforced and we'll be looking at much lower interest rates. So I think it's going to be very exciting as we look at the new finances of the world. But again, there's a lot of questions that have to be answered, and I don't have those answers until the team arrives.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, like how quickly will common law roll out? How quickly will this happen? I don't have those answers, but I've been told that common law will take a year or two to fully implement because they're going to have to do a lot of retraining for attorneys that have not been doing continuing education in common law. But
and in addition to that, Mark, they've got to go back. Congress has to go back and change the regulations regarding district justices, which are federal judges. Under legislation, they've been basically given carte blanche, and the Supreme Court is trying to rein them in, but has been unsuccessful for a large part. So that has to be redone.
Ooh, reading some of these about med beds and those things. Do you expect anything big this weekend at the UFC event? And I'm done asking questions after that one. A lot of people are expecting crazy announcements or really big things. Hey, we're Republic. A lot of big expectations by many, call them intel people, truthers. I don't know what the right word is out there on the internet for the weekend.
I don't think so. I don't see anything really occurring until the Iranian scenario is locked up and Ukraine is locked down. And we've got a very good situation regarding the protocols of the Gold Treaty, which may well be around July 4th, because in looking at my documentation for 2019, we were looking at the next July 4th. So it's very interesting. That would have been July 4th, 2020, by the way. So in regards to the end of questions, I appreciate the questions a lot. My job, my role basically is to educate on what has happened in the past so we don't do it in the future, and to make sure that people understand what has taken place does not necessarily have to happen in the future. I want to thank Lyman again. Thank you very much for your comments and contributions. I do appreciate it very, very much. And I hope that they show up, but who knows? I'm waiting, but I'm ready. So if they show up sooner, I'll see you sooner. But otherwise, I'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, Mr. C. Pleasure having you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks much.
Thanks.
Bye now.
Bye. The illustrious, notorious Mr. C. Always enjoy getting to quiz him, questions answered. A lot of great questions today from you folks. Awesome questions. All right, lots of birthdays. And then Lucas from theGurus is supposed to come join us. Crew, Leon Bard or Leonard, Lorraine, Adam, R. Wells, Patty, Glenn, Haley, Cooper, Alex, Tammy, Kathy, Barefoot, Red Hot. A lot of birthdays today. So they tell me it's your birthday. Well, happy birthday, darling. May you live, may you love, make all your dreams come true. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. To all those celebrating happy birthday. Jabril, the bonds truly going. You think we have max 2 weeks? Yes, if they are truly going. Yes, I think we are in that short of a window. But that's a big question. I think he's going to miss a hell of an opportunity symbolically if he doesn't do it before July 4th. Now, moving on to the next segment. Sponsors, friends. Lucas over at theGurus.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
It's a loaded question,
States, man.
What?
It is hot. Did you ever get your AC fixed, or are you still cooking and broiling?
No, I replaced the capacitor yesterday when they couldn't. I was actually, I was talking to you yesterday when I was picking it up.
Yep.
Got the capacitor, got it put back on, and obviously when the house is 85, 88 degrees on the inside, even getting it back on, I mean, it took a long while. It wasn't until probably midnight that it actually got back down. I mean, it's just so hot. I mean, we have yesterday was a real feel of like 100. Today's going to be a real feel of, with humidity, probably 103, 104. Regular temps going to be like 90, 95. Like, it's hot.
It's that humidity, the latent load when you have humidity in the air and then you've got to pull it out. It makes it difficult. Anybody into heating and air or physics in here they're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about.
Don't you have that in Puerto Rico though?
We do not have nearly the humidity you have. We stay 60, 70% normally, but I'm telling you, humidity in the South, Tennessee, South Carolina, Northern, you start getting down in those regions in the summer because we have so many lakes, so many rivers, so many green trees. The humidity just goes spiking without as much breeze as we have down there. So there's a big difference. You look at, trying to think of some of the teams from warmer regions. The U.S. and Mexico are considered to be some of the most advantaged teams in the World Cup because we're used to the heat and the humidity. They're having teams that played in Qatar, Middle Eastern teams that are like falling over and passing out. They're used to way higher heats, but nothing like the heat we have here.
They're not used to they're not used to playing soccer while swimming.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that the problem?
You swim in the summer here, right through the air.
That's right. So, oh man, we'll get through it one way or another.
Yeah, probably very sweatily get through it, but I know, heck of a side skirt there. We were supposed to be talking about CBD.
Yeah. Hey guys. So hey, CBD Gurus here. If you want, you guys can go to our website. I'd love for you guys to check us out. Just go to thecbdgurus.com, and up at the top, MarkZ has his own kind of custom page where there's deals that we post. So if you want to go in there, you'll click on MarkZ. It'll ask you for a password. It's just as Mark's name backwards. So it'll be KRAMCBD, all lowercase. and that'll get you in. And then honestly, Mark, I kind of ran this special today for until Thursday. So we're gonna do it for a little bit. We'll send out reminders. I did not run the numbers until this morning.
All right.
And
You're gonna be losing
so
your butt on how many products?
well, yeah, I don't want to talk about it, but so so what we did is America 25. So you type that in, you get it 25% off. But what we did on the back end is that not only will you get the 25% off when you type in the code, but when you type in the code, it will also give you free shipping.
Ooh.
So you get the 25% off plus the free shipping, which is actually pretty big because what people don't realize, Mark, is and they've constantly upped the prices, USPS, UPS, all of that. Um, I mean, to ship to a lot of play, I mean, you're talking $12 to $15.
I've had times where my order, it was more expensive to ship my order to PR than it was to buy the order.
100%. And I think people don't realize that is like, because we're
Huge
so
chunk.
ingrained with Amazon, but Amazon has massive contracts. Well, and not only that, but they also, beat up the person selling the product and make them pay anyway. But, I mean, for someone like us that's smaller, we just don't have that power. And so like the cost is just astronomical now. I mean, it used to be, 9, $10, and now it's went up nearly 40, 50% to ship products out. So just the cost is getting crazy. But for at least a little time, for at least, 6 days, we'll do no shipping.
See, inflation busting Lucas.
I mean, I wish I had a little bit more power. They don't ask me anything.
Hey,
They're
no,
like, "Hey,
you're doing
Lucas,
your part.
what's your opinion?" That they've never asked me that.
um, I may cause some confusion on that. Pierre Robinson said, "Did CBD Gurus change their name to the Gurus?" No, I just shorten it a lot and call them the Gurus instead of the CBD Gurus. But with the laws changing, you probably should consider kind of rebranding towards Gurus or something, because we don't know will you be able to sell CBD or not.
I will. I'm already on it. So already, uh, kind of in that direction right now. So yeah. So anyway, just kind of working through that. It's getting there, but it's just going to take a little bit of time, and that's the worst part about this whole thing. Um, to be honest, is that is frustrating that we're having to switch everything over because once this fall and the CBD and THC kind of go away, the whole problem with banks or emails or even credit card processing accounts, like they'll probably shut it all down if you don't. So having the CBD as part of it may be problematic. So I'm working on that, but still it's still a little bit away.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Like even having it in the name probably will automatically flag you or remove your ability. So yeah, you probably do need to start. Well, I'm glad I have now rebranded you as the Gurus instead of the CBD Gurus. Wait, please explain. I don't know, Knox Patriot, where you're at. You may not be in the same place in the chat, but what we're referring to is the legal changes that our Congress is screwing everybody and doing away with hemp-derived CBD. That's the short of it. Starting what, November 1st, Lucas?
Yes. Yep, November 1st is when that's coming down. Unless they make some changes and there's a massive push right now to do it. I'm with it being an election year, we'll see how, or sorry, no, midterms. We'll see how it all plays out.
For Lucas, why in the world are just mushroom products not allowed to be shipped to some states? Makes no sense. I guess they're referring to like you really do get screwed on that one because credit card companies won't let you ship anything if CBD's in your name to some states. It's really a wacky thing.
I know, and so that's why guys, I'm also trying to put together this secondary website that will, and I don't want to confuse people, so I don't want to until we're fully up and running with it, but it's going, maybe I'll have something
Mm.
up and running by next week so you guys can take a look at it. But I will be starting to look at migrating over, so people like you who want to be like, hey, I just want to buy some mushroom coffee,
Yeah,
and not have to deal with the CBD gurus, being in the name and being problematic for the shipping, and we'll be able to do that. So there'll be both variations. So it's, guys, it's just a lot of work. I'm
it,
doing the best I can by myself, but it's like getting 3.5 to 5 hours of sleep a night, trying to push through every single day. It's hard.
I can imagine. They most just bailed. Most aren't dealing with this headache like you are. You're fighting with it. Most just fading off into the sunset. So many, that was their approach to it. Wasn't worth the headache. So
Well, and
I'm glad you guys over at the Gurus are still fighting.
starting out as just the manufacturer, for a lot of these, Mark, and now, doing the CBD gurus, um, I still manufacture for a lot of other people. And I bet you probably 60% of my client, like of the actual people I manufacture for, are just shutting their doors come November 1st. They're
Oh
done.
yeah, I've got friends in the
And
space. They're doing the
yeah.
same,
And
and
so it's sad to see.
it is. Oh, we just got a check in from Uncle Matt. Said me and Kevin are concentrating on fishing. We passed the company over to Lucas. It is good to see him in and popping in, and I hope he catches a crap ton of fish. And I expect pictures.
Oh, I just hope they're, usually when he sends me pictures, it's like little, 4 inch, bluegill, little
Yeah,
panfish.
right.
Not a bad idea, but I tell him he needs to up his he needs to get up there a little bit. He's like, oh, they're fine. No, no, let's try for a muskie.
As long as he is still having fun, I just want him to have fun and enjoy it. He has worked so daggone hard for the last number of years.
He
Deserves
really
the
has.
relaxation.
He's been the amount or the lack thereof of sleep, and
Oh yeah,
just
that's a young man's game.
it's, well, and it's just hard. Well, especially when you have kids and grandkids, and they're doing sporting events, they're doing this, running here, running there, and you're like, well, I can't. And I can't even imagine yet. One day I will, but I can't imagine the frustration he must feel internally, and has for the last 5 6 years, of not being able to do some of those things.
No, I very much embrace his desire to spend time with the grandkids and stuff. I don't know how he pushed as hard as he did, as long as he did on that front.
Yeah, me neither.
Yep. So as
But
far as I'm concerned, salute, good for you.
in the meantime, it will be easier. We don't have to ship it. We don't have to ship it up to Minnesota. We can ship directly out of the manufacturing warehouse, where we make it. And so that'll save on costs. So trying to save on costs and being able to give, better deals, and being able to turn product quicker. But obviously, like, this transition, guys, has been very difficult with inventory and managing it all. And it'll start straightening itself out, but it's just been hard. Just be patient with us.
Um, yeah, Lucas, are you making more super probiotic vitamins?
Yes. So those are the ones that we do with the allulose, as opposed to the sugar. So we got in the allulose, oh, I want to say yesterday. So we got in the allulose yesterday because we're going to be doing the K2D3. We're going to be making the vitamin and probiotic, the creatine, and there was one or two others that we're doing with the allulose. But yeah, so that they're, now that we have the allulose in, we can start making it. We thought we had a bunch of stock that was in Wisconsin, and then we got it down. We realized that there wasn't any, so we kind of were in a mad dash to try to get everything around to make it.
Wait, Matt says he's going to get into catfish noodling. Well, that's not what he said. Catching catfish by hand. That's what they call it in the South. I don't know where you're from, dude. That would be epic. Start a YouTube
I would
Uncle
love the
Matt
video.
noodling. Oh,
Oh yeah.
that would be epic.
Well, so I always told him stories of doing it in high school, before they made it illegal.
Wait, did they make noodling illegal? We can't go catch catfish from. I mean, you're going to ruin every
Well,
young man in the farm in North Carolina, in the rural South. You're going to ruin their summers.
well, in certain states they did.
Yeah, I don't trust those non-noodling states.
I know, I know. Well, I grew up in one of them, so we were allowed to, and then they made it illegal because there were a few kids that came up like seriously injured. I think there a couple of them died. Like you guys
Oh,
got to
oh, that's
like
not funny.
it's well, I mean, when you got a 75, 100 pound whatever catfish
Or
that
a
latches
snapping
onto
turtle.
your
I've seen
arm,
quite a few pull up a snapping turtle when they thought they were
well,
noodling a catfish, and that is a problem.
you got to make sure you're going the right way.
Yeah.
Because so catfish and snappers go in opposite directions when they just kind of sit on the bottom. So if you're going the wrong way and you don't know what you're doing, you betcha you can get and some of those snappers, Mark, they are
Woo,
massive.
massive. We used to
Um,
help a crew. You'd seine at least a couple ponds every summer as they would like to clean up, restock farm ponds, kind of a normal thing in the rural South. And then you get to do a fish fry at the end of it. It was kind of just like I don't know, tradition in the South. I would assume they still do it. But the number of snapping turtles that would come up, a lot of turtle soup.
Speaking of that, I got a running across our property the other day. She was wanting to go and lay eggs. A huge, and I mean, I bet she was, I don't know, 18, 20 inches diameter. Big old box turtle.
Box turtle, that big. That's awesome.
It was an eastern box turtle, this big old gal. And I just kind of followed her. She went in the woods and was digging a hole. And I just let her be.
Yeah, just let her be. I've never heard of this pirate ship. Lucas, tell the packing department to use pirate ship. They're significantly reduced rates and don't include insurance, and does include insurance. It gives you cheaper rates than direct, allows all three options: USPS, UPS, and FedEx. I've never heard of them.
Yeah, they're kind of, so we use ShipStation. So very similar to like Pirate Ship and they're all pretty much the same in that regard, like to pricing and stuff. But if you wanted to ship retail, like if we were shipping you guys retail boxes, it'd be like $35
Oh, God, it'd be
nowadays.
miserable.
35, $40. Like it is insane what it's come to ship things out anymore. So from like $35 down, it only costs say 13, 12 to $15, depending on where you're located, of course. Um, it's obviously still a good discount, but it still adds up. It's still expensive.
Hello, Chris and Blossberg. Do you want to go through any of these specials, Lucas, or do you want them to start asking you questions?
Yeah, they can ask questions. I can go through, some of these guys. Yeah, because so what we're doing, obviously we're doing the America 25, so you're getting 25% off plus you're getting free shipping. So say you buy something that's let's just take the mushroom coffee, right? So you have the mushroom coffee. We do the 3 pack. Get a little bit of mushrooms, get your shaga, your reishi, your lion's mane, cordyceps, get a lot of your adaptogens in your coffee. So you're gonna get that, and you 3 pounds. So you're getting three 1 pounders. And I'm doing the math right now. So with shipping included, everything, Mark, you're at about what? It'd be $56 for 3 pounds and shipping. And
Nice.
beforehand, it would be normally be $85. So you save about $30.
Yeah, no, that it really is. When you do the math, guys, that's a huge special. A huge special.
I didn't think about it till after. I was like, yeah, let's do free. We definitely need to do free shipping. And then I
Ah,
did it after. I'm like, ooh, oh boy. But
uh,
I was like, hey, my whole goal is with 1776, 250 years, baby. That's the whole thing. This whole summer long, we're going to be doing some pretty awesome stuff, especially leading up to November 1st
yeah,
and
and
kind of
speak
this push to keep CBD alive.
and Knox Patriot here. So you saying that no one can sell products with CBD after November 1st? That's exactly what we're saying. Unless they change the laws, um, it's going to be out.
Well,
And
yeah.
big medical marijuana and alcohol have really pushed for this one, and because their position, Colorado, governments like California have pushed for this one because they don't want the competition with their tax revenue. I mean, they're making stupid money and they do not want to give up their stupid money. Meanwhile, so many seniors, so many people in pain count on it to be an affordable approach and a healthier approach and a safer approach. But your government doesn't care. That's
No.
my
Well,
take.
I mean, they make a ton of money off marijuana sales. Like, I mean, just stupid amount of taxes. And they don't get that off the CBD and hemp. So because of that, they're like, no. Like if we're not gonna, be able to pocket this cash, we don't want it being sold. Or what they're gonna try to do, a lot of states is trying to put it under the regulation of marijuana.
Yeah, it did. Virginia, for those of you guys that have been asleep when we've been talking about this for the last number of months, glad you're finally finding out. So
Yeah, because it's
stock
coming pretty
up.
fast. And we're also doing some stuff. If you guys go to the website, we're trying to simplify things. We're trying to make it a little bit easier to navigate. We do have a ton of people that email and call in. Um, and guys, email's the best. We're actually using a ticketing system now. So as you guys email in, it creates a ticket for our team, and they're able to kind of go in and check everything out. Gives them alerts and stuff like that. So it helps you guys out a lot doing the emails. Um, and eventually you will be able to start, texting and leaving voicemails for me as well on super important or like urgent matters. But yeah, we'll be able to start getting back to every single request and, really try to help you guys out the best we can. Oh,
Yep.
we don't have a ton. A lot of people at Mark have been asking for the super immunity tinctures.
Mm-hmm.
And we were out. We don't have many. I want to say maybe 40, somewhere around there, of the immunity tinctures. Don't have a ton right now. We're waiting for more CBGA and CBDA to get in. But we do have a few left. So if you want the super immunity and you guys have been looking for it, I know those are in. Some of the 3,500 milligram tinctures are in.
Where'd you go?
Oh, can you not hear me?
Yeah, no, you were talking about the last of the tinctures, and then you disappeared for about 30 seconds. I was like,
Oh,
where'd it
yeah,
go?
it's the app that you have me log in on. It's really weird. I can't see anything. Everything's
There's a
black.
really weird internet attack going on where a number of sites, a number of whatever, are getting like reduced traffic. So my guess is we're dealing with the fringe effects of it. Knox Patriot. Wow, I live in Carlsberg, Mexico right now. CBD shops everywhere. Yeah, think about all those CBD shops everywhere, or the vape shops that count on CBD sales keep the doors open. There's going to be a lot of empty real estate around the country. A lot of people looking for jobs.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people. I mean, just out of one other company that we manufacture for, Mark. I mean, they're a large company, but I bet there's going to be 115, 120 people looking for jobs just
I
out of one.
Yeah, and that's just out of one. And then we think of all these locations, all these mom pop locations. CBD alone is 2.8 billion. That's just CBD, hemp derived CBD sales. That doesn't count the stores, the employees, what they make, the sales. I mean, it doesn't include any part of that. This one's massive.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's just the sales. So it's compounding. So not only do you have the sales all across the country, but then you also have how much do those people spend that have jobs. So now all those people. So not only are you gonna not you're not gonna have the sales of the product. Now you're not going to have those people actually taking that money and spending it into the economy.
Exactly. So the snowball effect is going to be brutal. My guess is probably $100 billion hit to the U.S. economy is my best guess. And that's probably pretty conservative.
I actually think that number is what they brought up in Congress as
I
well.
would not be surprised. It's just a quick math. You look at it, and it's an easy one to do. You just took $100 billion out of the U.S. pockets. Is Miracle Gold back in stock yet? You guys, stock will be a little Lucas has talked about this. We talked a little last week, talked about it earlier today. It's going to be a little weird for a couple of weeks as everything settles. You want to touch on that one?
Yeah, let me go. And I believe Miracle Gold, they're in both the THC one as well as the no THC one. They're both in stock. So if you go at the top, guys, click on oils. So if you click on oils, you'll see Miracle Gold, no THC, and then it's actually, I think, the first one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's the first one, and then the second one is the Miracle Gold with THC. Yeah, we got both of those in stock. I believe we finally got the black seed oil and was able to infuse it.
Yep.
I want to say yesterday or Wednesday. So the Miracle Gold are finally back in. So there's little things like that, guys. Just check out. But we do have some of those back in, and then the other things. We still have the immunity gel caps. We don't have very many of those either. So the immunity gel caps, maybe 50 or 60 bottles left of that. So we're going to be making more of that. So that'll be out of stock for a while. The immunity gel caps. What's the other one? The other one that'll be out of stock for a while is the 5 matrix mushroom capsules. We only have a little amount of those as well. I know that one's super popular. It's one I take.
I like that 5 matrix one. It's a great, I look at it kind of like a prophylactic shotgun approach. I like it.
Yeah, it's just a great daily I mean, hit everything. Mushrooms are just so important.
Reading some of these tough ones. I'm with you. Cannabis is herb. Why are they like Lucas? Why are they going after CBD products and those businesses?
I mean, it's mostly, it has nothing to do, in my opinion. It doesn't have anything to do with the government. It has to do with these marijuana companies and the alcohol sales. Alcohol sales are going down, so a lot of these guys are getting invested into the marijuana companies, and the marijuana companies don't want the competition of the hemp and CBD.
Eh,
So marijuana lobbying groups have been pushing hard. They did this in states before they did federal, pushing states like California, Colorado, Washington, to ban CBD products so they can stop competing against them. Uh,
and
you know,
part of the excuse they used was no, we got to keep, because it was showing up in drinks and convenience stores and whatever, really high dosages, questionably sourced stuff or whatever. They use that as their excuse, but that is such a small fraction of the market. The overwhelming majority of the market are grown adults. We're talking 80-90% of the market are people like us that are just trying to deal with life's aches, pains. But the manufacturers, many of them, gave them the ammunition to make the law changes. Drives me nuts.
yeah.
It drives me nuts. Yeah, I'd rather see alcohol go away. I think we'd all be healthier. And I don't want it to go away either. We're grown adults. We should be able to make some of our own decisions. Kathy wants to know, do you know this one? I know there are one or two that may have contradictions, but they're really easy to search. Just say, what mushrooms can I do? I'm on blood thinners.
Man, and there is some cannabinoids can affect negatively against the blood thinners. So, with any of this stuff, guys, make sure to consult with your doctor and be like, hey, I want to start, some CBD products. Obviously, I'm on blood thinners or on this medication or that medication. And just find a doctor that's willing to work with you, and kind of take you down that path. I was on medication for, a few years, but I found a doctor who was really awesome about, okay, this is the dosing I want you to take. And it kind of gave me a regiment. And then obviously they kept up on blood work and things like that to make sure everything was okay. So that's why it's super important to kind of work with a family physician or doctor to really help you out in that area, because every person's different. How your body interacts with this stuff is so different. That's why even in the pharmaceutical world, one dose is different for every person.
Yeah, too many doctors won't work with you. Unfortunately, that is true. Any news on a 7-matrix mushroom by adding reishi and shiitake?
Yes, but I can't tell you everything I'm working on. I got so many projects in the works right now, Mark. It's not even funny. More than
No,
I've ever had. I bet
oh,
I
I can
have
absolutely believe it.
I bet I have nearly a dozen products that I'm working on, and kind of working through. But it takes time, and we're getting through them slowly. But yes, that's one. And then also breaking apart each individual mushroom so that you can dose accordingly. So if you just want to take turkey tail, we have that. We have the lion's mane, but we don't have. We're also going to do shaga, reishi, cordyceps, shiitake, a few others. So we're also going to do some individual products as well, where you can dose accordingly. But we're kind of on the fence. Maybe it'd be good to hear from you guys whether you would like to see the individual dosing in a gummy or if you'd rather see them in a capsule. What would you rather take? And would you rather have the allulose? Or would you, that's in our like vitamin and greens gummy and our K2D3, or would you rather have a regular sugar gummy? So I'm willing to do either or, depending on what you guys want.
Yeah, so feedback's important. Do they just use that same info at the cbdgurus.com
Yeah.
email to give you that feedback?
Yep. I see everything. So on that side. So if you guys want to send an email to that, and just be, you don't have to make it long. Just be like, hey, for the, for the mushroom, do gummies or do capsules, and do the allulose as opposed to the sugar. Just let me know. And I'll start looking at those and kind of making a tally and see what more people want. And we'll go with that.
A lot of folks like the no sugar one. See a number of people saying just more capsules. So guys, yeah, give them your thoughts. Let them see it. Help
And that's
bring
one
the
thing we've
products you
always
guys want and we'll
tried.
take.
Even when Matt, was something that I pushed him to do, and we're going to still do it, guys, is we want your opinion. We build a lot of these products and have for the last, 5, 6 years based upon what you guys want. And we have actually changed a lot of the products, also to kind of reflect the desires that you guys have and want to see. So don't feel like this goes on deaf ears, because it 100% doesn't. We adjust products and we make products based upon what you guys want to see and what you want.
You're gonna do suppositories. CBD will be
Oh,
yeah, Stargate CBD will be illegal in the fall? Question mark. Yes, November 1st, but availability is only getting crazy already. So I'm one of those. If you count on it, you may want to stock up. Might they change a law at the last minute? Sure, but the supply chain has been so jacked that, yeah, What's your
Well,
suggestion to people, Lucas? Do they wait and see, or do they stock up?
well, here's the problem. Even and this is what, and this is the other part of the equation that people don't see or even think about. They made this ruling last fall. So guess what? All the farmers who was farming hemp said, we're not going to farm anymore. So 80, 90% of the farmers aren't farming hemp anymore because they're like, well, why? There's not going to be a desire or the
And they
ability to
should have been
sell it
planted a month
anyway.
and a half ago,
Exactly. So
and they didn't
now,
plant.
even if they do come back in the fall and say, okay, we're going to allow it again under these, under these pretenses or whatever, now you have everyone being like, okay, we're going to do it. Oh, wait a minute, there's no supply. So all the prices will go up 10x, 20x, whatever it is, because there's only 10% of the supply that there used to be. So even if they do start allowing, they do reverse it, it's going to be chaos, Mark.
It's
Absolute
going to be
chaos.
chaos. That's why I keep suggesting people, now's your chance. And thank
Yeah,
God
before the
Lucas is
chaos
willing to.
happens.
Yeah, exactly. Thank God you're willing to stay in the industry. Lori, question: does it make a difference if you bite the gummy in half and swallow versus chewing it? Know the sugar-free is better for you, but don't care for the vitamin and K2D2 gummy.
We
In other
get this a
words,
lot.
go
We
ahead.
get this a lot, and there is some absorption that happens in the mouth. I don't think it really matters as long as you chew the gummy up. You're definitely going to get better absorption if you chew the gummy as much as you can before you swallow it. It's not a huge difference, but it is somewhat of a difference.
Yeah, just like sublingual, when you guys put something under your tongue so you can uptake it faster. Same idea. Chew it
Yeah.
up more, it's going to work better.
Yep.
Mastication's important.
Oh, I love when you start using big words.
You're right.
Mastication. Haven't heard that since college.
Make mastication great again. The
That's
people out there freaking
right.
out. Oh! Guys, that means chewing,
Chewing.
masticating,
Mastication
chewing.
is the yep.
Reading some more of these. Don't know how long I've got you, but I'm going to keep throwing questions if it's okay.
Yeah, you're fine. We can do questions for a little bit longer.
Yeah, chew your food. Lucas is telling you guys, chew your food. Flying Squirrel, I
Super
gotta love the
important.
flavor of the K2-3 gummies. I could eat the whole jar. That is one I haven't actually tried. I don't know what to tell you guys.
The
I've heard a number of
K2D3
people.
is super good.
I've heard a
Super
number of
good.
people comment that they like it.
Yeah, it's a great tasting gummy.
Why have they banned growing hemp industry? Yeah, I mean, what's this going to do for like hemp clothing, hemp rope, hemp concrete, hempcrete, hemp derived ethanol? I mean, theoretically, they just made all that illegal.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to use different genetics for the hemp grow, and they do to a certain degree. So I don't know if they'll change it. I don't know. I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to. I think they're going to be fine because here's the thing: even if they take the biomass and they have to do a process of extracting the oils out, and then having the leftover and then process that, what they may end up having to do is just a process where they pretty much bury it. Pretty much followed the process of disposal of all the cannabinoids, which is just so sad, right?
It's
Like
just
that's just the
crazy.
process of just destruction, destroying everything, except for the actual fiber. But that may be what they have to do. I
Yeah, I'm
haven't
waiting.
looked in. I'll look into that a little bit on that
I'm
whole process and what they have for that.
Charlotte, we're going to touch on this one. What do you suggest for lung cancer? I mean, well, one, see your doctor. Two, so much research on turkey tail and how it is helpful both in dealing with cancer immune system, helping modulate your immune system from chemo and radiation. I mean, there's so much research. All I can say is please read. I know I threw you off this week on our Mycelium Madness Thursday, but are you up for it next weekend? I mean,
Yeah,
next week on Thursday.
yeah, yeah. We're gonna start. We do them on Thursday nights. So yeah, let's do another one, and we'll do turkey tail and reishi. We'll do some of the medical research on turkey tail and reishi, and just what they have found.
Yeah, which I think would just be great. And there's so much research on that front. Guys, don't hesitate to do some of your own. I love when I go see the doctor and I have something like that and I put the scientific studies on them. Usually I'll ask them a question: should I take this? Wait for the ignorant answer and then give them the studies.
Yeah.
I know, call it petty, call it whatever of me, but I do love proving know-it-alls wrong on occasion. And often I kind of like it when they tell me, when they prove to me how right they are. I like that one too. Friar Dog, I grow turkey tail, love them. Maitake, I mean, just a lot of mushrooms. Some of them don't taste good, but are healthy. There are others out there that taste great and are healthy. So when are you going to start like a Johnny Hempseed? Are all the hemp growers, CBD growers out there just going to go out willy-nilly tossing their seed like Johnny Appleseed, sowing the United States with wild growing hemp as the last middle finger to an oppressive authoritarian government?
Just renting a little crop duster and just traveling over the entire U.S. and just out the back.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be throwing their bag seed out at the courthouse. They're going to be dropping it off the local sheriff's flower bed. They're going to be like, "Screw it, you can all suffer."
I mean, we shall see. We shall see. I mean, here's the thing with all the seeds that they had, that was the other thing. So there's got to be one thing I haven't looked at now that I think about it, talking to you about this, Mark, is with all the farmers not wanting to plant this springtime for hemp because of the lack of need. What are they doing with all these seeds? Like you said,
Right?
there's got to be warehouses full of seeds.
Yeah, 50-pound bags. I'm talking like huge spreader dumpster ones with tons of seed in it. There got to be a crap ton of seed running around out there.
There's got to be.
Mr. Lee, what can we do for nerve pain in the feet? I've got some suggestions. Do you want to kind of tackle this one first, Lucas? And I don't know if it's neuropathy related or just nerve pain in the feet, but I would give the same suggestion for either.
I mean, a lot of people, even on the show, Mark, talk about using the Miracle Gold because the black seed and the CBG. They ingest it as well as put it on. So, like, and there's a lot of CBG as well in the lotion.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have the lion's mane, which is shown as a huge. We went over that was the last Thursday or 2 Thursdays ago, with just great just neuro abilities to kind of heal in that regard. So those are the two I would probably suggest.
Yeah, I've got friends that have dealt with it, some of them from neuropathy, and they use lion's mane, and then they'll use like the lotion 2000 to deal with the short term, the symptoms of the pain, and then they'll eat lion's mane for the long term fix.
Yeah, because it's not an immediate fix. You know what I mean? Like we've seen that lion's mane takes a little bit, but the benefits, long term benefits of utilizing it on a daily basis is just huge.
Here's a fun one because I know the answer. Lucas, what kind of gelatin do you use in the gummies, pork or bovine?
We don't use gelatin. It's all pectin. So we don't use any gelatin whatsoever. It's all fruit based pectin. So yeah, no animal products whatsoever. We're a fully kosher facility.
Kosher. Kind of it's that's actually big marketing. Might have considered putting that on it. That would mean a lot to some customers out there.
I never thought about that, but you're probably right. I mean, we're actually kosher certified. We get certified every year. But yeah, we're a fully kosher certified facility.
How long will seeds last depends on how you keep them. Maximum freshness, 2 to 5 years, probably, if they're stored and dry in a cool, dark place. 20 years, really stored right?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know on the seed aspect. I mean, they do keep them in very cool warehouses and like completely dark. I know that. I mean, it's they're pretty hardcore on that, like the temperature regulation as well as the UV light.
Um, yeah, Northern Norway's got an extent. There are a number of seed vaults out there. I restock my survival seeds every other year at home.
Oh, do you really?
Yep. Every other year I reorder and then usually either give or donate or whatever the other seeds. Um, maybe it's overkill, it's a rotation. Maybe I'm just a crazy prepper, but I don't worry about it.
There you go.
Yeah, a lot of people worry about stuff they don't need to worry about if they just prepare. Pet treats. Where are we at on pet treats, Lucas? Or where are you at on
I
pet
actually
treats?
I would say we don't have a ton coming yet, but I have at least 3 boxes will be ready to put back on the site. I'd say Monday or Tuesday, so it'll still fall within the sale period.
There you go.
So yeah, Monday or two. Just keep your eye out. I would definitely say by Tuesday. But yeah, just keep your eye out. But yeah, they'll be up pretty soon. There won't be a ton this round. The rest will probably be a week and a half out, but we will have some to put up.
Yeah, people wanting to come visit the manufacturing site if they live in the area or if they're near the area. Gonna have CBD Guru tours on the first Monday of
Yeah.
every month or something. Might be fun.
We actually thought about it and opening it up for, like one day a month or whatever, where people can, come in. I mean, you'll have to get gowned up and everything, but yeah, be able to come in and kind of, check everything out and talk with us and just see everything.
And bringing any other products, weight loss tablet, anything we need to know about coming, or are we just going to? I know you said you got a lot in the offing or the making.
Yeah,
Anything you
so
want to
some
share on
of
that
them
front?
are. Well, I'll probably wait a week or so until I can get. So I have one product that'll probably be the newest product and probably one of the more exciting ones that I've been working on, just because it has been so difficult to source the material. But it's a product I really, really wanted to do, and it's taken me, I don't know, 3, 4 months of actually trying to source the material because I wanted like the highest quality, and it was not easy. So that is all coming to fruition. Uh, I'm probably only maybe 2, 3 weeks out from that, and that's coming down the pipeline. A few of the other ones though, they're a month or two away, still. So it's just like I have one product, Mark, that I know I probably won't be able to release for another year,
Oh wow,
just because of sourcing. So getting a few of these things in. But yeah, no, I'm trust me, Mark, I want to tell, but I'm like, no, I got to just keep holding off. It'll be okay.
it'll be
Give
okay.
me another week or two, guys, and we'll release it. But the health benefits of of this new one, and it's not. And I will give you this hint: it is not CBD, and it is not mushroom based.
Woo!
It is. So it's a little bit different, kind of outside the wheelhouse, but something that I've wanted to do for a long time.
Yeah, a lot of people asking about nicotine products too. I don't even know what the logistics are and the legalities of touching that one, or whether you
Ugh.
even want people looking over your shoulder every other second.
I know, because then you start getting involved with the ATF at that point.
Exactly. If people understood how much of a pain in the butt it is for people to deal with nicotine products, they would probably be more appreciative when they find the products.
Yeah, the red tape is pretty significant, but I don't know, maybe. I mean, we will probably see changes over the next few years with the ATF, especially with this administration.
Lots. Joseph on the nerve side strokes. nerves, lion's mane. Do searches. Ask for studies. There are so many medical studies on lion's mane and its effectiveness to help repair, regrow, etc., support nerves and nerve growth. Crazy level.
It really is. It's good stuff.
Really good stuff. Everybody's trying to send me green bean seeds now. Jeez.
I'll take some green bean seeds.
Ugh. You can eat them all, Lucas. I hereby
I
donate
love
my
them.
green beans to Lucas.
Do you know how many hours as a kid? I mean, because we grew up as farmers, and like I'd be sitting days upon days in the summer, in the fall, end of summer,
Snapping beans.
snipping beans, man. I get a whole handful. I had a technique. I'd grab a whole handful and then I'd snip all of them off the top on one side, flip my hand, snip all the rest, throw it in the bowl, grab another handful, and oh my gosh, just days upon days of snipping beans.
Yeah, you guys are killing me. All your green bean talk.
I love green beans. Oh, baked, fried, you name it, boiled, it don't matter. I'll eat them.
Somebody asking about coffee concentrate.
Yeah, still that's kind of one of the weird ones. Looking at a few different options to kind of go along with the concentrate. Right now we just have really the coffee bags. Just your regular coffee.
Somebody wanted to know drinks. Why no drinks or no cans or shipping, or is that one worth tackling?
We're not gonna do, yeah, the cans with shipping is just becoming too problematic.
I mean, it's gotten to the point now where, and it's a tough one and it just sucks, but you can go in almost any convenience store in the US now and get your can and not have to pay the extra shipping. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to compete in that space logically right now because of the way they've
You
changed everything
can't.
and so many people dumping on the market. To me, it would make more sense to go down to the convenience store and just grab one.
Yeah, the cost is pretty substantial because I mean all they're doing is they're getting an entire semi load,
Yeah, and most
and
of them are
it's
dumping the product right now at a loss to sell
I
before they get
know
into the fall because they got warehouses full of it. So
it's the cans are definitely a hard one, guys. And the good and the hard part and good part is a lot of these liquor stores are having problems selling alcohol. As we've seen, the alcohol sales are down substantially, but they're having really good success with the canned THC products. So a lot of these liquor stores and stuff are resorting to a lot of their sales are coming from THC products, which is it just blows my mind that we've well, I never thought, if you would have asked me 10 years ago, Mark, there's no way I
no
would
way.
think that would be what it is, but that's kind of where we're at right now.
Yep. Yeah, people asking if you've ever considered carrying tea, and I know from our conversations that you have considered it.
Yep, and that's another product I'm looking at to really look at is the tea bags, and not just doing tea but doing tons of different products in the bags. It requires a pretty extensive set of
Equipment.
machinery.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've already looked at getting it built and looking at timelines and things like that. So I think it's definitely something that we're looking at and seriously considering. But we'll just see how things go, you know.
All right. Anything else you want to cover? I just noticed the time. We went long. We did good. Did well. Done good.
We did well. We done good.
Done good. Done real
Mark,
good.
well, have fun in the States, Mark. Enjoy the hot humidity, soak it all in, swim as much as you can, both on land as well as in water. And
Yeah, I don't even have to get in the pool. I can just
yeah,
roll outside.
roll outside. There you go. All right, bring your snorkel.
Right. Guys, that was
Man.
Lucas, or this is Lucas from the CBD Gurus, aka the Gurus. Joining, you can find them over at cbdgurus.com. And passcode stuff, I've dropped it in chat, ran it on the top for quite a while. Hit the link, give them a shot. And remember, order up now while you can still get it. I keep telling folks, now's your time.
I know, because there is going to come a time when we will not be able to. So have a good one, guys. Take care. And again, email us if you, with any concerns or also what you guys want to see, mushrooms or capsules or gummies. Let us know.
info@thecbdgurus.com. Send them a message. Tell them what you're looking for.
All right. See you guys. Have a good weekend.
See you, Lucas. You too. All right, guys. That was Lucas posted 3, but didn't ask Ethan. Yeah. Lots of questions going through. Some of them we'd already answered a couple of times, so I didn't answer them again. We get that one a lot. Scrolling through to see if I can see any of those questions. Let's see. Let's see. Connective tissue disorder, autoimmune, Ooh, that one's a deeper one. I don't think he would have been your answer for that one. Just a knee jerk, and I'm not a doctor. I mean, first thing when I look at all of those, I'm going to be screaming, you need collagen. But I'm not your right answer for that one. I was excited about the tea products coming. All right, guys, let's call it a wrap. Have an awesome weekend. If there's breaking news over the weekend, I will come screaming back. I am prepared. And I will see you guys on the other side. Have a wonderful one, mods, everybody. If there's no breaking news worth covering, I will see you Monday morning, 10 a.m. Bye, guys.